I let Cam tune my truck, and now I have a pop tune. Today we gotta fix all of Danny's dirt bikes and four-wheelers. We'll get Cameron fixed so he doesn't reproduce. These two are definitely batteries. They work fine. The little 50, I don't know. It probably just got bad gas. The 110 probably has bad gas. This 110, no front wheel. This 110 has no back brakes. So we'll get all these fixed. We just start chipping away. So much shit. The fit's gotta get fixed. The K-truck's gotta get fixed. The ice cream truck's gotta get fixed.
Rex up holding me down. Yeah. I got the racks up, bags up holding me down. Yeah. Put up in the bitch.
Today we're working on Cameron / Key One's 50cc, if you want to call this a dirt bike. It's been sitting for a while. We already drained the gas, hoping that we could just get away with replacing the gas. It was disgusting, but it still won't start. We have good spark, so we're gonna go ahead and rebuild the carb on it. So first we're gonna go to YouTube. How to rebuild Honda carburetor. I mean, you'll watch the video and you'll just do it step by step. You're gonna wanna do this without your parents' permission. You'll take this Phillips screwdriver out right here, or whatever. If it's been replaced before, it probably has, and they probably put the wrong bolt in it. You're gonna use your 10 millimeter. You're gonna go right in here, take both of these bolts right out. And then this should lift up and out of the way. Start with taking the vent tube off of here. You'll get your Phillips. You're gonna loosen up this screw that's somebody already unscrewed for me. Thank you, whoever did that. So you're gonna get your 8 millimeter wrench and you'll loosen this one up, the other side up, and then this thing pops right out. And then you got one more vent right here. There you have your little tiny carburetor. Oh, so cute. Take your Phillips and you're gonna pull the bowl off. Just be very careful not to rip that gasket because those gaskets are hard to find. It's all gelled up in there, look at that. Once you got that off, you'll remove this Phillips right here. You're gonna pull this out, slide that little rod out of there, and then you should be able to slide this up, and this will be your float. The float is super stuck on this one. It should just slide right out, and that is why we're not getting any fuel, and it's not starting. And I don't wanna ruin the float itself. That is our problem. That was stuck in there. You get you one of these. If you don't know what these are, then too bad. You're gonna run that down in there. Oh, just like that. You're gonna wanna clean out all these passages. There we go. Now we got a little flow. That's what we want right there. Make sure everything is 1776. And then the last thing you're gonna wanna do is clean out the jets themselves. Put it in your mouth. Now you got everything nice and clean. Just go ahead and reassemble. You gotta get people that know what they're doing. Everybody says they know what they're doing, nobody really knows what they're doing. I'm not gonna name any names, but the last person to put this carburetor on put a gasket over this with the O-ring on it. So like mating surface, gasket, O-ring. Why?
Wait, how do you know when it's in gear though? Whoa! Whoa! Oh! Shout out Dr. Mike for fixing this thing, man. I needed this. Whoa! Put that shit on. Put that shit on. You ever put one of these in your ass?
Yeah.
How many times? You want to do it for the 5th time?
Yeah.
And then, you're going backwards.
No, I know.
Oh, you got it? You got that way. Yep.
Bro, I know. I got
There
it.
you go, bottom one.
I
Bottom one.
know.
Not real tight.
Bro, I know, dude. You think I haven't done that?
It's good.
Bro, I know.
I
dude.
know. I don't know
Put
what I
that
was thinking.
shit on.
I don't know what I was thinking, man. I don't know.
Put that shit on.
The box that holds all the electronics for the go-kart is inadequate. Like here's the lid, and it was held on with electrical tape. It's probably fine if you weren't me and you weren't like a perfectionist or just have really bad OCD, ADHD, HIV. Decided to make a new one. And this one holds the battery instead of having the battery Velcroed to the frame. Because these batteries are $100,000 each. We don't have the budget to be losing these batteries. So I made a lid that houses the battery, and the plugs and all the wiring will come out of that. And then I realized that I really messed up. I left some on the table. So we're gonna revise this again, and we're gonna add Matador holders. So now we've got 3 Matador holders. So we'll go ahead and measure for height, probably go 3/4 or so the bottle. So we'll go about 45 millimeters. So we need to extrude these 45 millimeters. All right, so with these extruded 45 millimeters, we now have Matador holders. See, we can hold a battery, 3 Matadors. Gee, I feel like we have so much real estate here. I like my cheese drippy too, Logan Paul. Oh my God, a grilled cheese sandwich holder. Dude, this is the beauty of like having your own 3D printer and Fusion, is you can literally make whatever you want. I even make like brake caliper brackets for stuff, like to put custom brakes on things, and then once I make sure that that bracket fits and everything is dialed in, I can send that file out to get made out of a billet piece or whatever. All right, now we have a grilled cheese sandwich holder, 3 Matador holders. We're utilizing the space that we have. There's only so much space on a go-kart, and you need 3 things. You need the battery, you need a sandwich, a grilled cheese sandwich, and you need 3 Matadors, minimum 3 Matadors. Once this is sliced, we'll send it to the printer. Now we got this thing all finished up. I got some hinges on here so we can get into the computers and potentiometer for the throttle. Holds 3 Matadors, you know, nice and tight. Holds grilled cheese sandwich right here in case you get hungry. This is just Velcro. This is the monitor. It monitors the battery. We got the battery sitting in here in the right position. I mean, the only thing we can do is just drive it on the road. So far, so good, successful. Because that's not sketchy at all. That's it.
That's it?
Yep.
41.
Thank you.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, like that? Pretty cool.
That's absolutely insane.
I found these jet engines at the Potomac.
At where?
In the Potomac River.
No kidding.
Today, I'm gonna teach you how to replace a tire if you get like a flat in the side of the road or something. First thing you're gonna do is you're gonna remove the center cap. Next, we're gonna break these lug nuts loose and we'll spin them off. So once you have all of the lug nuts off, you're gonna wanna take your jack and then jack the car up. Go ahead and pull your wheel off. This particular tire went flat because Richie hit a curb. Richie, can we get some privacy back here? Privacy.
What'd you almost do?
After you fix your tire, you're gonna put it back up on the hub and you'll start each lug nut by hand. Then you'll run these lug nuts individually until you can't anymore and they're all snug. Once you're snug, you'll let your jack down and then you're gonna wanna find the torque specs and you're gonna wanna torque it. And you're not gonna want the wheel to fall off while you're going down the highway, so you gotta really crank it down. Ugh. And you do that to all 5. Then you put your center cap back on. After you got the lug nuts torqued down good and your center cap's back on, you're gonna need to test it and make sure that the wheel doesn't fall off. So you'll get in, put the car in drive, foot on the brake with your left foot, and then you're gonna use your right foot and apply throttle. And then once you see the smoke, you know that you've successfully changed your tire. This guy's asking the neighbor if he's got a press. I have a press, but I don't want to use it. I'm busy. I'm filming. Leave me alone. So big day today. We got the pistons finally. Fucking sounds so gay, dude. Every time I film something like this, I feel like I'm every other automotive YouTuber. But I am pretty excited. So I'm gonna put together this $10 million engine. The last engine lived its whole entire life on rev limiter, and it took 5 years to blow it up. We got the main caps torqued down to 33 foot-pounds and then 90 degrees. And just make sure everything spins good and that we don't have any play in, you know, side to side, crank walk, etc. So we'll check ring gap, file the rings, put the rings on the piston, and start installing the pistons. This is basically the same setup as last time, where we just beat the shit out of this car and it literally just lived on the rev limiter for its whole life was just at like 8,000, 9,000 RPM or whatever it was. I don't even know. I didn't have a tack. Usually my dash was dead, so I don't even care. I just look at the water temp and the boost and the air fuels. Stage 2 pistons, but with stage 1 rods, stage 6 or stage 9 crankshaft. I can't remember. Either way, bottom end's taken care of. We have rods, we have pistons, we have crankshaft. Previous engine lasted 5 years of just absolute abuse. And then the engine finally took a shit because dumb me wasn't paying attention and checked my car like I should. I bolt checked it, but I didn't check other stuff like the rubbing oil cooler lines on the intercooler. It caused a cut, beating the shit out of it down the street in front of the shop. The oil line came apart. I brought it to Danny's that next night and just did burnouts in the warehouse. That's where cylinder 1 welded itself to the crank. The factory Toyota head gasket is the cheat code. This thing will hold all of the power, every bit of it. Don't waste your time buying Cometic or Tomei or whatever bullshit. Use these. So the last thing we got to do is we're waiting on a camshaft. I just got this in here for now with the valve cover on to keep the dust out. This is my pride and joy. Like all the dumb shit that I make for everybody and all the like crazy project, the drift car is like my getaway, like my thing. I don't cut this thing any slack at all. This thing lives on the limiter. My name is Mike Massey and I build weird shit for weird YouTubers. This was a good one. The idea was a lifted lawnmower. A lawnmower and 35s. This one is actually fairly simple. So I basically welded to the existing chassis. I braced a bunch of stuff up. Don't look too close at some of these welds. I just burned through paint. So I basically left the axles up here and then welded a plate with some supports on the other side and then just like 1.5 inch DOM tube to a square tube to trailer axles to custom sprockets. So it uses a 420 chain like a dirt bike. It's been sitting outside for like 3 years. It probably doesn't run and we could probably get it to run. We can do that in like a future video, but right now it's just rotting. It's basically just 1-to-1. I could have probably reduced it, but it made enough power. It's got 69 horsepower. It's plenty of power. I don't remember how many teeth it was, but we did these cool little things, water jet deals. Same thing as the back, supports, just welded some 1.5 inch DOM. With a really long steering rod made out of whatever I had left. This is a club car steering rack out of a golf cart. You can actually buy a whole axle. This is actually the front axle from a golf cart. It's a pretty crazy angle, but it does work. And it works actually really well. Realistically, I probably just need to put some new gas in this thing, maybe clean out the tank, probably clean the carb. I don't see why we couldn't get this thing running. Key. That's crazy actually, because usually we can't find the key for shit around here. What's new? So anyways, this is the giant lawnmower that I built. As usual, we usually film with stuff and then we let it sit for 3 years and nothing ever happens with it. And for 2025, I told him the goal is to get everything working. But not that, fuck that thing.
You seen that video of DJ Khaled where he's like,
dude,
Gatorade.
Yeah, he just...
Gatorade.
Has anybody actually seen DJ Khaled in real life? Dude, that is not even real. It's conspiracy. Nobody's ever seen him. None of you have ever seen him in person, right?